hunting for him.
Wow.
And also, one of the things that's very rewarding for our animals is applause. So if you see anything that you like, feel free to put your hands together for Slick. He likes to hear applause. Now, Slick here is a California sea lion. So out in the wild, you're going to find them along the coast of California. They can go as far north as British Columbia and all the way down to Mexico.
Wow.
When females are in adulthood, they're going to reach weights between about 180 and 200 to 220 pounds, whereas males like Slick are going to be more around 600 to 900 pounds.
Ooh.
And that's, I guess, one of the easy ways that we tell people that you can tell the difference between male and female California sea lions has to do with their size.
Wow.
And I don't know if you noticed the other little critter that popped up on our wall over here. That was our one and only harbor seal that we have here. I'm sure you noticed that they looked very different. There are three basic differences that we like to point out that help people to tell the differences between seals and sea lions, since a lot of people get them confused. And the first difference is, if you look right there, what Bonnie's doing is she's playing with Slick's ears. Sea lions have external ears called external pinnae, so they're kind of like our ears on the outside of our head. A seal, though, has internal ears, so all that you can see on a seal is a small hole or like a little bump about an inch behind each of their eyes. So they don't have that external ear flap at all. Wow. The second difference that Slick was showing off for you were his large front flippers. Sea lions have really large and powerful front flippers, and what they do is they use those to help themselves move through the water. They can move their flippers up and down, kind of like a bird would move their wings, and it propels them through the water, and sea lions can actually reach speeds around 25 miles per hour. So they can go pretty quickly. Slick's going to show you one of his natural behaviors called surfing. That allows him to watch around his environment while swimming pretty quickly through it, just in case he needs to find any of his fish or stay away from his predators. A seal, though, has much smaller front flippers. He's showing you that excellent strength, though, of his front flippers. He can lift up his whole body onto there.
Yay, good job.
I don't think I'd be able to walk that far in my hands. Seals' front flippers are not going to be the same size as sea lions. They are about the same size as our hand.
Oh, wow.
So what our little seal Sitar does is she uses those front flippers that she has to steer herself, kind of like a rudder on a boat. And then she'll put her hind flippers together and push the water from side to side, and that's how she's able to move herself through the water. Now the last difference that we have is how they're going to move up here on the land. Sea lions have something called a rotating hip bone. So what that allows them to do is rotate their hind flippers up and underneath their belly and actually gallop across the land on all four of their flippers. Now, never try to outrun a sea lion. They can actually run at about 15 miles per hour, so they can get going pretty quick up to some high speeds there. And with our seal, she doesn't have the rotating hip bone, so she moves a little bit differently. What seals have is they have very strong stomach muscles, so they squeeze those together and contract them, and it helps them to kind of scooch across the land. They look a little bit like an overgrown caterpillar. And that's Slick's impersonation of what he thinks his cousin the seal looks like when they're moving up here on the land. Any questions at all so far?
So are they in the same family, seal and sea lion?
Seal and sea lion are in the same family. They're in the group called pinnipeds.
Okay.
And what pinniped means is wing-footed or webbed flipper.
Oh.
And they got that name, the reason why they belong to the group is because they have flippers, not fins. Fins are just made out of cartilage, but flippers actually have bones in them. Cool. So their bone structure is similar to ours that we'd have in our hand, but it's all webbed together. So that's how they got that name of being a pinniped. Oh. And seals, sea lions, and walruses fall under that category.
What do they do during the winter? Or like around here, are they dormant or?
No, during the winter they stay here, they swim around their pool, we do training sessions with them. We just don't have our shows or interactive programs, but they are still here, and we still do about 4 to 5 different training sessions with them a day.
Wow.
And some of their training sessions that they have can also be medical work, and that's what we call husbandry behaviors. We always want to make sure that our animals are safe and healthy, so every morning we look them over to make sure that they haven't gotten any nicks or scrapes throughout the night. And if they do have any cuts on them, that they're healing properly to make sure that they are nice and healthy. There's a lot of different husbandry behaviors that we do with our animals, and the cool thing about these behaviors is they're actually done restraint-free. And it's in a comfortable setting for both the animal and the trainer. We can have Slick lie out right here so Bonnie can check over his whole body to make sure that everything is okay. We also, our animals know how to lie out for an ultrasound or an x-ray.
Wow.
2 of our animals here have been pregnant with pups in the past, so when they're pregnant we can do ultrasounds with them to monitor the pup to make sure it's developing properly. Another one that they're showing off for you right there, Slick knows how to open up his mouth. We can look inside there and look at his teeth and his gums, and we even brush their teeth on a regular basis.
Wow.
Now you may have noticed that his teeth are kind of black in color. You might be thinking, oh, that's not so healthy, but actually, once sea lions start to consistently eat fish, their teeth actually turn black then. Scientists aren't really sure why it is. They think it has something to do with the oils and the enzymes in the fish, along with that in the animal's mouth that kind of mixes together and causes their teeth to turn black. So something fun and interesting about them. Another husbandry behavior that they're pointing out right here is lying out for a voluntary blood draw.
Oh.
Our animals know how to lie out there. They'll lie very calmly and hold that position for quite some time, so we can go in there and we can take blood right from their hind flipper.
Wow.
And he's how old again?
He is 23 years old.
What's their lifespan?
Out in the wild, you're going to find
You might probably already told us,
about,
but-
no, that's okay. I don't think I said it yet. Not sure. But out in the wild, they'll be about 10 to 15 years of age.
Oh, wow.
But in zoological environments, because of all the medical attention
Right.
that they're getting, we've actually almost been able to double their lifespan, and they can live into their late 20s and early 30s.
They don't have predators, so.
Right, they don't have predators, they have all the fish that they can eat, they have excellent medical attention. Our oldest animal that we have here right now is actually 28 years old.
Ooh.
Okay.
She's doing very well.
Wow.
So how many sea lions and seals do you have?
We have 4 California sea lions
Okay.
and 1 Atlantic harbor seal.
Okay.
2 more of our sea lions are coming back. They actually got an opportunity to go out to Pennsylvania for the summer. So once they come back, hopefully within the next month, I believe, we'll have a few more sea lions. Any other questions about them?
Very cool. How is their temperament? Are they like, would they be like a dog or like a horse or something? Are they, I mean, do they like people? I mean, it seems like they're
They
well
respond
behaved.
really well to the training that we do with them. Just like any animal, though, they can be unpredictable. So, you know, you just need to make sure that you're working well with them and making sure that you can read all of their behavioral signals. But they do really well with the training, and they've really responded well to that. So,
Wow,
A lot of
cool.
Pavlovian training with the fish, or?
with the,
No.
the training that we use here, it is kind of like that for our bridge that we have. What we do when we start off their training, when they're
Good job.
younger, we need to teach them what the click means, that it means a good thing. So we'll feed them a fish. Once
Okay.
they're starting to eat fish, we'll feed them a fish, give them a click, feed them a fish, give them a
Okay,
click,
and then
and that's that training.
Okay.
Yep. That's that Pavlovian training that you're talking about.
Positive reinforcement.
Yes.
Wow,
Yep,
look at
it's all
that.
positive reinforcement training that we do. So once they learn what the click means, then we can introduce the second part of our training, which is called targeting. And targeting really just means to touch.
Okay.
So we teach all of our animals to target or touch their nose or any
Yeah.
other part of their body to a trainer's hand.
Okay.
Or to our target poles that we have right over there. And by having the targets, what we can do is we can move them through all the different behaviors that they're learning. So it helps them to know what we're asking them to do. When they do the correct behavior, then we can bridge them with their click, which tells them that they're doing a good job and that they're going to receive fish. And then through that, that's how they learn the behaviors. And then eventually we'll we'll fade away those targets. And then what we're able to do is we're able to start communicating and adding in hand signals and voice cues with the different behaviors that we're asking them. And when we train, like I said, it's only positive reinforcement, so they're getting all that yummy fish as a primary reinforcer. But we do have some different secondary reinforcers, which are different toys that they like to play with. Rub downs from their trainer, that's Slick's favorite. He would lay there all day and give him back rubs. And then also your applause is really helpful to these animals to let them know from being out here doing shows, getting fish, working with their trainers, hearing the applause from the audience, they've learned that it's a good thing.
Wow.
And Slick is also showing us right here one of the easiest ways that we can help out even right here in Wisconsin, which is recycling. In 1972, Congress actually passed the Marine Mammal Protection Act. And what it does is it protects marine mammals against hunting and accidents. It helps save thousands of their lives and increase their populations, but even though we're far away from the ocean, recycling here in Wisconsin is one of the easiest ways that we can help out and do our part with.
Is that voluntary? Because in Michigan we have the deposit. You know, we have to pay the 10 cents, take it back.
Okay.
Then we get the 10 cents back. But
For here in Wisconsin, it's actually a law to recycle.
oh, it is. Okay.
Wow.
All right.
So we're doing our part, hoping that
That's
we can
good.
help out with all the animals out there and that.
Cool.
Okay.
Any other questions?
I don't know.
No, he's very impressive.
Yeah.
He is. He's a very cool animal.
Good job.
I hope you enjoyed the presentation today. Happy that you guys came out to the zoo.
Oh, yeah.
Hopefully it'll stay warmer here throughout the day so you guys
Yeah, we were waiting for the one sunny day of this last few days.
At least the sun's out. It's
It
a
is.
little bit warmer
It
then.
is. Yeah, very good. Thank you.
No problem. Hopefully
right.
we just want everyone to walk away with a greater respect and understanding
Oh,
for
yeah.
these beautiful animals.
Yeah.